Hello, you amazing hackers. Hope you're doing well today. So, I have with me CoffeeJunkie, who joined us in the InnoWar CTF. Thank you very much for joining us. First of all, really good performance. I really enjoyed having you in the team. It was most of all a learning experience for all of us. Could you introduce yourself real quick, please?
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for the invitation, by the way. Actually, that was pretty fun. My name is Sam, and I go usually by the handle Coffee Junkie. I got started in CTFs and different stuff from the community around like 2 years ago in CTFs and maybe 2 months and a half in book bounties. And yeah, I have enjoyed actually. It's like a lot of fun.
And the CTFs, have you done like regular CTFs or have you done the attack and defense style CTFs before?
Mostly of the CTFs that I have done before, it's been like just attack and try to gather flags to earn points with different kind of teams.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly for my college, for different kind of conferences here in the city where I live, and hack the box mostly. But actually, this one was the first time that I do a defense and attack CTF, and actually was pretty cool, really interesting to be honest.
Can you tell us a bit about what you learned in this CTF?
Yes, the first thing that I saw that actually seemed really interesting was how Sean actually kept all the services running and also the importance of defense. Besides that, all the information that people were gathering just to try to get the flags. So in some of the servers that we were having, we were finding like a bunch of stuff, like you said, a couple hashes, different kind of things that we didn't really know if that was like buffer overflow. What do you really have to do? So you really have to put your mind working on it. You gotta be curious. And also a bunch of websites in different kind of ports. I mean, when you're doing like CTFs, you usually find, oh no, maybe some IIS services from Windows, Apache, Tomcat. But this time was like simple HTTP servers running on Python, just with couple tricks.
Yeah, simple HTTP servers. It was really cool to see that as well. I was really surprised when I saw that. It was like, okay, so I cannot enumerate versions. It's probably going not going to be vulnerable. This simple HTTP server. So you really had to find like the vulnerabilities in the website. And like you said, Sean was like a freaking hero. Amazing how he kept everything up and running.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
that's one thing I learned from him as well. He kept everything up and running by putting up like a firewall and a whitelist, and that's what I really like as well. In security, whitelists, they are usually the most secure and they are a bother to set up, but I really like them. And you talked a bit about Hack the Box. Can you tell us a bit about your experience on Hack the Box? Did you like it there or?
Oh yeah, actually I love it. So I did a lot of hack the box before completing my OACP certification. And actually it's been like maybe 2 months between January and February hacking in hack the box every single day prior to the exam.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great experience in the terms of gathering knowledge on enumeration for SMB services, even for active enumeration directory. That was so cool as well. Besides that, opening your mind to different attack vectors, filters in a restricted file uploads. For example, if you cannot upload like PHP, try to upload like PHP 5. Also, injecting some PHP code in different JPG pictures just to get a shell. Those kind of things are very interesting. That if you're interested to take the OSCP exam, it's like a must. Actually, I really enjoy that. But when you're going to translate, maybe if you're going to do some kind of bug hunting, and you come from that background where you're always are going to get a shell, it's not going to be like that.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's a really good
yeah,
remark.
so it really helps you to understand how some things work. Like use proxy to check some HTTP requests, their responses, how you can manipulate them, some web attack factors, like try to have all that understanding. But actually, when you translate to different cases scenarios, when you're going to attack a company in general, it changes the whole perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really
exactly.
enjoy it.
That's a really good remark.
Actually,
Sorry.
yeah, actually got the first place for my country in Colombia, like for maybe 1 month, straight in
Cool.
February. That was pretty cool.
So we have a record holder among us. That's really awesome, man. Like,
Yeah.
one of the things I always wanted to get is first blood, but of course I'm not going to get first blood now anymore because I don't do hack the box. Or first, like in your country. That's amazing, man. That's really cool.
I mean, depends the country. In Colombia, fortunately, there were not many people who were competing in Hack the Box, so it was fine. But I mean, if we're talking like worldwide, I was like maybe 400 and something. So actually, really depends the country
Yeah.
as well.
And you also talked a little bit about your bug bounty hunting. Can you tell us a bit about your transition to bug bounty hunting? How did that go?
Actually, I mean, the first time I really wanted to give it a shot because it seemed interesting to get, more experience prior getting into the field, maybe with that full-time pen testing job. And the first week actually was pretty interesting because, like I'm telling you, if you come like from Hack the Box after doing OSP, you're always expect to get a shell. And things are not really like that once you start trying to get it. You start like studying different kind of resources related to a bunch of web attacks and things like that, and it's totally different to be honest because the companies, they're secure, they have firewalls. Cloudflare, I don't like it at all when you try to confront a website with that. But the transition was cool. I mean, the first month was like frustrating, and not gonna lie. I sent a couple bucks in HackerOne, Bobtrout, but something that I really like was integrity due to the fast response and fast payouts that they have as well. And some of the programs that they have, I really like it, like Napoleon games and things like that. It was pretty cool, but actually they start like becoming more fun and start finding bugs more frequently, maybe around the second month. Just like by doing it every single day, it's amazing. There is like a bunch of resources out there just to go and explore websites.
Yeah, your mind completely opens up when you start doing bug bounties. It's like there's so much more than I learned before, and it's like, how deep do I go into each single vulnerability? You probably know my favorites are insecure direct object reference and cross-site scripting.
Oh
Um,
shit!
that's okay.
Sorry.
No problem, man. Can you tell us a little bit about what your favorite vulnerabilities are?
Yes, definitely. I would say the first ones are unrestricted file upload because you really gotta be tricky with that. You can use magic bytes, you can brute force extensions, you can actually inject like maybe some GS code in PDF files. Maybe you can inject some PHP code in GPG files. So you gotta be creative, and also you gotta check how the website handles the files in the server. Maybe some of them using like JSON format for the files, and other ones are using like base64 first, and other ones they're just like using different kind of stuff. That's something that I really like it, to be honest.
That's really cool.
Another thing is how creative you can get with those as well.
Yeah, that's true. I really enjoy the file uploads. It's one bug that I'm really bad at. Maybe can you tell me a little bit, like in OSCP you learn about file uploads and how to bypass the restrictions. Is that a little bit lifelike, or would you say you would have to go a lot deeper to be pretty decent at file uploads?
I mean, depends. Actually, for some boxes in OSCP, it was very similar to some websites that I have been testing lately. But something that really changed is how the website actually storage the files. So, for example, once I was so excited to get maybe remote code execution in a site because it was accepting PHP files. And I was like really excited. But the only problem that I had, it was that when you send a PHP file, the website was converting the PHP in JPG.
Ah, shit.
So, so that really depends how the website handles the files.
I think I
And
know.
besides that, yeah.
I think
Oh,
I
go ahead.
know.
Sorry.
I think I know exactly what program you're talking about because I tried exactly the same thing and it happened exactly the same thing to me. It even completely removed the PHP extension and it was like just like a random string and then .jpeg for me. So
Yeah. or when the websites they actually save the files with hashes.
Hmm. Yeah, that's also pretty
And you don't
annoying. Or when it
yeah.
saves the file in an unknown location and you cannot get to that file anymore. I once had
I
like
mean, actually, go ahead.
I once had like a target and you could do file upload and it was unrestricted. You could upload anything, but I couldn't find the path to where the file was uploaded. So I had nothing.
Yeah, that usually happens a lot. I mean, you can like make some kind of directory brute forcing on it, but that will really take a lot of time because even if you find the folder where you know that your file was uploaded, you cannot find the file because the file was stored in some kind of hash.
Mhm.
To brute force a hash, it's not that easy.
No, exactly. You need a pretty good GPU to do that these days.
Hell yeah. But yeah, actually, lately I really enjoy it a lot. Accounting covers seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just have gotten one access, like two broken access controls, one idler.
Okay, so
It's still in the journey. It's still fine.
yeah, it's pretty, like you say, it's mostly for fun. And of course, I also use the bug bounty programs to test my methodology against a real world target. So that's a bit how I look at it. I don't look at it like I'm going in and I'm going to make money. It's more for me like I'm going to see if my methodology is okay and if I can find anything using my methodology, you know?
Yeah, the something that looks like really cool is you actually, I mean, you're being curious, you're attacking sites, and the best thing is that you're not getting busted or going to jail.
Yeah,
So you actually,
exactly.
you really can put your time just to be creative on it.
Yeah, that's very true. It's also very exciting for me when I stumble upon something. For example, recently I stumbled again on a retweeting site, and that retweeting site it also had a cross-site scripting vulnerability into it. And it's like you can I don't know if you know or the viewers know if you ever stumble upon a vulnerability, you can go to Open Bug Bounty and report it there, and they can take care of the contacts and all of that kind of stuff. And actually, the guy I reported the cross-site scripting, and the guy contacted me, and he's going to try to fix it. So if you ever find anything, you have a way to report it as well.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty cool as well. It's something that actually I would say that I would love to improve lately is basically reading ES files.
Mm-hmm.
Besides finding maybe another endpoints or API keys in it, it actually seems like really cool just how people read ES files and actually they can find DOM XSS over there or reflected XSS like the one in Glassdoor
Yeah, that
that you
was a
were
really
explaining
good one.
about.
I really like
That's
that
a
one as well.
Yeah, that's a great example of the importance of reading GS files.
Yeah, exactly. He would have never done that if he hadn't used that strange accent. He would have never been able to accomplish that cross-site scripting. And also, you can use your JS files to find front-end validations and bypass them. Sometimes, you have some stored values and they get changed. Say, for example, you have a stored cross-site scripting, and it gets stored completely like it should, like your attack vector. But then when you load it into your website, there is some JavaScript that replaces the less than and greater than sign or something like that. And you can also read that in the JavaScript and bypass that kind of stuff that way. So there's really JavaScript is like a gold mine for me.
Yeah, you were saying that. And I don't know if maybe it have happened to you, but I have heard even some guys that they say that they have found hard-coded credentials in GS comments.
That wouldn't surprise me too much. I don't know if I told you this
Yeah.
story, but once I was reading a JavaScript file and somebody wrote like a whole part of the Lord of the Rings books in there. And just in comments, like a whole
Oh,
part of the Lord of the Rings books. I think he had something to. He was looking for something to do. All right, man. So
yeah. Go ahead.
I would like to thank you very, very much for this. I learned a lot from you as well. I know that if I have a file upload somewhere, that I can come to you and we can work together on that. I would like
Oh
to
yeah, definitely.
I would like to also thank you very much for participating in the CTF. It was really, I'm proud of everybody who participated. It was like an amazing capture the flag contest, and I hope you learned as much as I did.
I did. I actually got very confused, to be honest, in that one.
I think
You
we
really
all
got
did.
to think about it. Yeah, even though if I went late to the CTF, almost like maybe 2 hours and 1 hour and a half before finishing.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, actually, thank you so much for the invitation as well. I would really love to see how it goes with King of the Hill. There, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's also something I want to tell you guys, the viewers. If you want, you can join our Discord channel. One of our viewers, the legendary Sean that we keep talking about, he's going to host the King of the Hill on Try Hack Me for 10 people, I believe, 10 people max. So spots are limited. If you want to join our Discord and go to the channel, let me open it real quick. I think Sean has it in here somewhere, the CTF General channel. There we go. If I open that real quick for you guys, let me scroll up. There's going to be, there we go, a Red Pack King of the Hill contest with only 10 slots available, attack and defense style CTF, so the same as we did in the Eno War CTF. It will be hosted based on the participant schedules, and if you participate, you will be awarded with a separate role in our channel, just like everybody who does a CTF. You can message him, of course, on the channel to join. So, of course, you can also join the Try Hack Me King of the Hill channel, and here you can find all of the details. So, sorry for that advertisement real quick. I saw my chance and I took it. Thank you very much for the interview, and to anybody who's watching, if you liked it, you know what to do, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.